What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, you guys, before I get started, y'all see my new unit? Oh, it goes on forever and ever, you guys. I can't even show you how long it is. 28 inches of flow-liciousness. This is a Terry Styles unit because I know many of you are going to ask me. It is the Burmese straight. I don't know what the name of the wig is, but I will put it on the screen here. And I just love it. Oh, I love it. My yummy wig. I love that wig as well, but it has a short frontal, and this one is actually a closure unit, and it is, when I tell you, it is just as long as silky, y'all. Just look at it. I mean, I'm on Meg the Stallion status here, y'all. Y'all look. Buddy, yaddy, 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 yaddy. You see my body don't do that. Anyway, you guys, love it. Thank you, Terry. Every time I purchase a wig from her, she just knocks it out the park for me. So yeah, I love this one. Anyway, you guys, now that we got that on out the way, how y'all doing today? Okay, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. What should we start with? Should we start with the sad stories first? Maybe I'll try to mix them in so it won't start off sad. Let's start with the WaterBoys situation out here in Atlanta. So, yesterday you guys left in my comments, for me to talk about the WaterBoys. I didn't know what the WaterBoys was. Actually, Deborah had talked to me yesterday, earlier in the day, and she mentioned it, and I was like, girl, I don't know what that is. And she was like, oh, it's when the boys, they come running up to your car out there in Atlanta and they trying to sell you the water. And I'm just like, it's so frustrating because everything that you guys see like on social media or on the news or something, you think that that's like all of Atlanta when it's really just a certain area. So I was like, I guess, I do live, I live near Camp Creek area, and there are some kids that are sometimes out there, selling water or selling papers. And there's even some Muslims Nation of Islam, they're selling their paper or bean pies or whatever, but it don't be nothing aggressive. And, they're just out there every now and then, and it don't be no issue. I certainly didn't know that they had a name, but evidently in the West End area specifically, or mostly, there is a such thing as WaterBoys. I never go to that area ever. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but they're saying that these boys, so what it is you've got young teenage kids who are trying to make some money. When it gets very hot here in Atlanta, they will go and purchase water, a big pack of water. They'll put it in a cooler with ice, and then they will go out onto the street and sell it. But they're on the ramps for the highways, and they're kind of in the middle of the streets, and they're having issues with them, I guess, most recently because they can be aggressive and they can be in the way, and they can actually crowd your car. So I was just like, I didn't know what the story was. I did watch a news report that was talking about them. It showed this woman in a white Jeep, very much similar to the studio. And she was trying to buy water from one of them. They swarmed her car. They was on the running boards on the side. They wouldn't get off. She was trying to pull out. You can see how that would be a dangerous situation and would be very scary for somebody. You're not expecting all these kids to come running up and jumping on your car like that. She could have took off, could have ran over somebody, and it could have been as innocent as these kids was just excited and thought that they was going to be able to get them, So, yeah, it's a situation down there, right? So I was like, let me read up on it. So I did find an article. I think it was in Complex. No. Sorry, it was in Atlanta Magazine. And it actually gave you... Where are you going? You can't really walk him. Wow. He's hard to control. Very, very, very hard. No, Jada, I'm telling you, he's very, very strong, and I don't want you to get him to get hit by no car or nothing. Yeah, y'all go to the backyard. Come on. He don't listen. beat and drag that girl down the street. So in the Atlanta Magazine article, they're kind of like trailing or tagging along with a kid who sells water. I think his name is Baby D. And he's a 16-year-old kid. And they just talk about his full day. He gets up in the morning, he goes and buys the water, the ice, he puts it in the ice chest, he goes out on the street, and he makes his money. Makes somewhere between $100 to $300, maybe $400 a day selling water. Because a lot of times people who are trying to be supportive of these kids, young entrepreneurs, you know, out there trying to make an honest dollar, you know, they'll give them $10, $20, $50, sometimes even $100, tell them to keep the change, you know, you stay out of trouble, you know, that whole kind of thing. So I think the idea of this whole water boy situation, it came innocently enough. All right. They were just trying to make some money. But with anything, when there's an opportunity to capitalize on something that is uncontrolled, and, you know, you've got people out there who might have ulterior motives or who might be dangerous, then that's when it sort of changes up. So you've got him, Baby D, and the type like him that are just out there trying to make the money. There are unwritten rules to the street. Basically, if you guys are all working the same corner or the same four corners, that you would split the money if you guys went in together and bought the water. That if somebody got a big, like somebody got a $50 bill and it was 4 boys, okay, then they would split that 4 ways. And the reason why many times they crowd a car when they all walk up to a car is because they want to see, first of all, whoever gets the money is the one I think who gets the biggest cut. And then the rest, they want to see what that person got because they know that they have a cut of that money coming. So that's why many times they will crowd your car. But of course, the person that's in the car don't know that. So if you see these kids, you know, running up to your car, crowding your car, you just trying to give them money. I mean, you could panic because you could think that they're trying to rob you or something like that. So that's the first problem. The second problem is these boys are out there on the street. They have money. I just told you, sometimes $200, $300, $400 in a day. They could very easily be robbed. Somebody could walk up to them. And there are issues when they have somebody that comes out there with a gun and, you know, makes life difficult for everybody. So that could be a problem. And then it could just be somewhere where it's confrontational. You know, a person in the car can be combative with the kid or vice versa. And you can see, tempers can flare and the gun can get pulled and, or you got people in cars, you can get run over. So it can be dangerous. The city of Atlanta has been trying to figure out a way to fix this problem or to correct the problem. They don't want to arrest these kids because even though they are doing something, they are breaking some rules or some laws, they're not really like doing anything illegal. But see, they're kind of like in the traffic, they're in the way, they are. So it's like they don't want to be wasting their time and pulling these boys in and arresting them and all of that. So many times the police will come and they might pick them up, take them home, take their water from them, distribute it to the homeless people or something like that. But, a lot of people were saying that wasn't really fair. These kids are, just trying to make a buck. So they've tried to come up with like entrepreneurship programs. They've tried to get them like legitimate jobs in legitimate places. The Waffle House was trying to sponsor some boys and have them come and work for $9 an hour. And that if you are making $50 an hour, then you don't want to make $9 an hour. So many times these kids are not even trying to give their time and attention to an entrepreneurship type of a program that the city of Atlanta is trying to come up with. And so therein lies the problem. They've got these kids, they're making their money, but it is dangerous. It's a dangerous, atmosphere for everybody that's sort of involved. And what do you do? I'm not against it, but I can see how it would be a problem. It can be annoying when the kids are in the middle of the street or something, but I just kind of wait for them to move out the way. and then I just keep going. But like I said, I've never been like had a bunch of people swarm my car. If I did have a situation where my car was swarmed, I might feel differently. There are people out there, though, who have had bad experiences with some water boys. And I think there was even in the article, there was a woman whose nephew, I believe, had been killed in a situation just over $10 and, you know, a confrontation with one of the water boys. So, of course, she is just like, they need to go. They need to be put in jail, or, you know, they can't be out on the streets. And so, yeah, it's definitely an issue that they're trying to figure out how to deal with. I don't know how they will deal with it, because I just really don't know how you'll be able to talk these young kids. I mean, many of these kids, this one boy that they were featuring, he had been in jail. And when he got out of jail, he said he was going to be stealing cars. But then he heard about this whole water boy thing. So he started doing that. He was making good money. He doesn't have to ask his mom for money. You know, he's not doing nothing illegal. And he, you know, he's all good. But he did say in the article, like, if they stop us and they make us not do this no more, I'm going to go back to robbing. Because that's what he does. That's what he knows, you know. So, yeah, I don't know what they will do. Evidently, Meek Mill was here in Atlanta. He was in that area. He had the water boys approach his car. And I guess there was like 4 of them that came up to the car. Or no, I think they said it was 7. I think it was 7 of them came up to his car, and he only gave $20. So I guess the kids, they also know that when they see like an expensive car, and when they're flagged over by like an expensive car, they know that it's going to be probably a bigger bill that's given to them. So the 7 of the little boys went up to, some of them ain't little, some of them like 17, 16, 17, 18. But when they walked up to the car, he gave them $20 and he told them to split it. And I mean, you know, general math, right? You splitting $20 7 ways, you know, everybody is getting $2 and some change. So, you know, people were talking about Meek Mill and saying like, you know, he was cheap for giving that kind of money. And I mean, what can you say? He ain't had to do it at all. Yeah, I'm sure he could have afforded more. Maybe he only had $20. Girl, it don't even matter to me. Okay. More so, what's more important is what to do to help these boys, you know, like, be able, I don't even know, the spirit of the whole selling the water on the streets has to be like this. I mean, if they try to streamline this and like actually have this be something like maybe there's a water station that you could drive through, it won't be the same, you know? So I don't even really know how they're going to be able to do this without some punitive type of punishment. Is that the word that I'm thinking of? You know, without them having to arrest these kids. And I know they don't want to do that. And so I don't know. What do you guys suggest, though? I mean, how would you feel about this? You know, when you see these kids out there, they're like the new version of the kids that used to sell the candy at the nail salons and shit. You know how that used to get on your fucking nerves? You'd be sitting there, you want to buy some candy? You know, and just to get them out your face, you would buy it. Or sometimes you would feel sorry for them and you would buy it. So that's what the water boys, that's what they doing now. And even like then, they were making good money. Them kids was making good money on that candy as well. So it's a hustle for sure. And I can't knock these kids. You know, some of them just don't have it. Their families don't have it. And they're trying to just make this money, you know, and not risk going to jail at the same time. You guys tell me what you feel about it. Is that something that you would be supportive of? Is that something that you just don't have any tolerance for at all? If you were here in Atlanta, I don't know if they do that in other places, but you guys let me know what you think. All right, you guys, I guess I will put in one sad story here. NatalieReid. Oh, such a sad story. You guys know her best for her role in BAP's cult classic, you know, just the hood ghetto classic that we all know and love, her and Halle Berry. We've seen her in other projects. She was on the TV show Eve. You guys remember Eve's TV show? And she's been in Other projects, I think the last thing that I remember seeing her in, the last movie, was a Tyler Perry movie when she played like the bitchy wife. I can't remember. I mean, they're all like that, but you guys remember, was it The Family That Prays? I can't remember. No, that's not the name of it. But anyway, she was in the Tyler Perry movie. That was kind of the last time that I can really remember seeing her in anything. But her family announced on December 7th that she had lost her battle with colon cancer. Man, you know, I told you guys recently that I have one of my best friends, her sister has colon cancer. And that has been a fight. It's been a battle, and she's fighting it for sure. But it is a horrible cancer if it gets advanced. We know that Chadwick Boseman recently passed from colon cancer, and we've heard about a lot of people having colon cancer and trying to get rid of it out of their bodies. That is when you have cancer in either your large intestines, your colon, starts with polyps and then it turns into cancer. It's just a reminder, you guys, that we have to be, especially like once you start to get close to my age, then it is a time where you need to be screened. I keep on, so many things are happening, and I keep hearing colon cancer so much. It is definitely a reminder to me that I need to be getting with my doctor and getting a colonoscopy scheduled. I think when they say when you get to 50 that you should be getting a colonoscopy, somewhere between 45 and 50, that should be one of your screenings that you get done. And this was just another time when I was just like, it's just, I must need to go. We all need to go. But with that being said, it's just so sad, you guys. I mean, what else can you say other than it's sad? I mean, I didn't follow her, so I don't know what was happening in her day-to-day life or anything like that. But she was just another one of those ones who we knew her face. We knew her. She was always a pretty girl, funny, comedic actress. And I just, when somebody sent it to me in my DMs, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, no, not another one. You guys, I mean, 2020, we cannot finish this year quick enough. I think they said that she was just diagnosed earlier this year, like February of this year. So they must have caught it at a later stage. Because I know that they say a lot of times when you catch colon cancer early, that you have a better chance of beating it because it's, it would be treatable. Once it gets to its advanced stages, it is very, very difficult, and you just meet obstacle after obstacle. And I guess that is what happened with Natalie, and she did succumb to it. She was a mother. I think they said that she had 2 children. She was a wife, a daughter. I'm sure her family and her friends are just devastated. 53 years old, you guys. And yeah, we've lost another one. So very, very sad, you guys. But I will just say rest in peace to Natalie Desselle Reid. Another death that's out there in the entertainment world, Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams is alive, you guys. But I want to say 2 weeks ago, somebody sent me in my DMs, or it might have just been a week ago. But somebody sent me in my DMs on Instagram. I think it was on B Scott's, you guys, on B Scott's website, that he had announced that Wendy Williams' mother had passed. I didn't hear anything else about it, but I saw that, in my DMs. I believe it was from B Scott anyway. I had forgotten about it. And then, so a couple of days ago on the Wendy Williams show, she's talking about how COVID has made it so that she doesn't even keep track of the days and the dates and the time, and she was kind of referencing something. And then she said that her mother passed many, many weeks ago. And first of all, it was strange the way she did it. I guess she was trying to figure out a way how she could say it without it being like everybody being like, oh, you know, maybe if she waited and told everybody weeks and weeks later, then it would just be like, okay, she's already dealt with it. She's doing better. You know, I don't know what made her just kind of blurt that out like that. She did say that her mother passed, that she didn't have any pain, that she died peacefully, and she was amongst, you know, she was surrounded by love. I don't know if her mom had been sick or not. I don't know. But we all know that her relationship with her mother was probably the only person that really just loves Wendy for Wendy. And of course, that's her child. She always spoke highly of her parents. We know that she was very close to her mother. She said it was like teenage girls, you know, the kind of friendship that they had, the relationship that they had. And anybody who has lost a mother out there knows it is one of the largest losses that you will experience, you know, death of a parent. So our hearts go out to Wendy Williams. It might explain why she's been off. Like, I feel like it was a few weeks ago that we thought that Wendy was on something, you know, when she came out there, she was stumbling, she was losing her train of thought, she was, you know, then I started to think, like, I wonder if that's around the time that her mom had passed, and you know, maybe it was too much for her to deal with, and maybe she turned to some sort of substance to help her get through it, and now that sort of explains why she was kind of kooky and off, you know, off kilter at that time. She never really gave us an explanation back then. But, and that might not be the explanation now, but I'm just wondering if that might be what it was. But, yeah, my heart went out for Wendy. Like, it's just, you know, it's sad. So, child, I just got a message on my iPad that Ellen DeGeneres just tested positive for COVID-19. Anyway, Wendy Williams' mother, her name is Shirley Williams. She leaves behind her husband. She also leaves behind Wendy, and I believe Wendy has a brother, and she may have a sister as well. You guys, I'm sorry, I didn't write that down, but I mean, I didn't put that in my notes. But like I said, I don't know what she passed from. I believe she was 83 years old. Rest in peace to Miss Shirley Williams. And I guess since we're talking about Wendy Williams, it seems that Wendy created some sort of turmoil with Mrs. Dionne Warwick, okay? And you guys know we don't mess with the legends. We don't mess with the legends. Evidently, Wendy Williams was talking about the snarky and somewhat funny tweets that Dionne Warwick had been putting out, or Dionne Warwick's team had been putting out on Twitter recently. Somebody had asked Miss Warwick for a PS5 for Christmas, and she responded in her tweets, no. All right. And so, and we could just picture her face when you saw the tweet, because it was just like, no. And that's it. So, Wendy Williams, on, I guess, her Hot Topics on one of her shows, she was talking about Dionne Warwick and the fact that she had been leaving these tweets and they had been funny. She had mentioned that Miss Warwick did not like her. She knew that for a fact. And that she also mentioned some marijuana charges that Miss Warwick had, you know, had been arrested for in the past. So not really talking positively about Miss Warwick. I guess one of Miss Warwick's friends was watching the show and called Dionne Warwick to let her know that, you know, Wendy Williams was saying some disparaging comments about her. And of course, we ain't doing that. Y'all ought to know that Miss Warwick don't take that shit. So she actually got on to Twitter, and this is what she said, you guys, I quote, "My hope is my name will refrain from being spoken or thought of by her, as this conversation was held a few years ago, letting her know there was nor would be any need for her to say the name Dionne Warwick for any reason." Okay, that was the workplace version of keep my name out your mouth. She went on to say, "I don't believe one has to be mean to get noticed." All right. So, and then she went on and said some more things, and then she called her a clown, put the clown emoji. So, yeah, Miss Wendy, I guess you don't want it with Miss Dionne. Okay. She said she ain't taking that shit, bitch. Quit. You never need to talk about me never again. Y'all know Wendy gonna talk about whoever the hell she wants to. Ain't nobody off limits. right, you guys, quick story. Actually, it's not even really a quick story, but it is a lesson for all my rock star ladies out there, you guys. So TishaCampbell, she said that when she and Dwayne Martin divorced back in 2018, that she didn't have any money. Said that she only had probably $7 to her name, and that she was very afraid. You know, she felt like she was completely starting over, and you know, she kind of just had to step out on faith. And things turned around for her, and she's doing well now, but she was just saying that that was a dark period in her life. And I was reading the story, and I was just like, girl, I can't understand why TishaCampbell didn't have any money, considering TishaCampbell was the one that was doing the most work. I mean, we saw her. She was consistently acting. You know, Dwayne Martin was the one that we didn't see as much. I'm sure he had businesses on the side, and, you know, he had his drama. She did say that he would hide money from her and all of that. But, you know, I knew that TishaCampbell was still in her own right a legitimate actress that had been out there working. So I was just like, why she didn't have no money? See, and this is where the lesson comes in, because ladies, if you don't do nothing else, you have got to have your own money. I'm not saying that you got to be rich. You ain't got to have a lot, but you have to have some sort of something for yourself where you can have a little bit of an option. When you don't have options, you stay in a relationship, for example, way too long because you cannot afford to get out, you know? And so it's even worse for TishaCampbell because she was working and she still didn't have any money, which meant that she must have been giving her money to Dwayne, or she was, you know, putting it in like a household account and he had access to it, or, you know, I don't really know what happened there, but it's important to have your own money. You have got to have your own account. You can have another account with your spouse if that's how you do it. That's not how me and Mr. do it. We both have separate accounts, okay? And when we need to do a big ticket something, we put our money together. But that didn't work for us. I'm not saying it doesn't not work for other people, but a joint account didn't work for us. But even if we did have a joint account, I still believe that it's important for women to still have something put away on the side for themselves, okay? Because as much as we want to believe and just want to know that this man is going to take care of us for the rest of our lives, and I mean, the idea of it is really nice, like just to know that you ain't got to worry about it. The reality is you could be getting a divorce, and then you could have $7 to your name when you get a divorce. And, you know, you ain't got to make a big deal about it. You know, you could just have this account and you could just, that could be yours. And like I said, you can contribute to a family account or joint account or whatever. But, you know, it's just important because you hear it over and over again that women just, they can't afford to do it, or they got to start completely over. And, you know, we fucking 50 some years old. Ain't nobody got time to be completely starting over like that, you know? So I just was reading that and I was just like, girl, he done gooped you enough to take your money? That Dwayne must have been a piece of work. Yeah, just a lesson there. I'm glad she's doing better. She seems to be happy. And I mean, that's all people can ask for in life. She's taking care of her 2 sons. They had 2 sons together. She's taking care of the kids and she's moving on with her life. I assume that Dwayne is as well. But yeah, y'all, put away a little something for yourselves. All right, you guys, so let's do a little follow-up on Love and Hip Hop. So I told you guys that Love and Hip Hop is going to be going to WeTV. I guess Mona got some sort of outstanding deal over there, and they're having like an All-Stars one, and they're going to have, I think, a show, a spinoff for Prinky and Ray J, which is just... Y'all saw the video, Ray J kissing on the girl from Bad Girls Club or something like that. Like, it's just like, what is going on? And, you know, Prinky had just said that they was trying to work their relationship out. And, you know, so they're going to have their show. And I think there's another show that's coming spinning off of that. I guess they're trying to just figure out how they can still keep the Love and Hip Hop brand alive in these COVID times. So the All-Star show, I think, is where they just got a lot of people from the different Love and Hip Hop shows and brought them all together to live in a house, I believe, in Arizona. And the hijinks will ensue, and they will, put it on a show. So basically, like Marriage Boot Camp, the hip hop edition. This will be what's happening in that show there. But anyway, let's talk about Moniece, because y'all said that Moniece was bleaching. So I guess evidently Moniece had gotten onto her social media and she was sharing her ritual for her skin. And so she was showing the products that she used, and one of the products that she used, they said that it had kojic acid in there. And evidently that is something that is used in bleaching creams. And when people noticed that was what she was using, they said that she was bleaching her skin. She got up the next day and was very upset that people were saying that she was bleaching her skin. She was like, I have no desire to be white, nor do I have any desire to change the color of my skin now. Okay, she went on topless, took her top off, showed you guys, y'all her titties, her arms, her legs, her everything, said that everything is the same color. She is not bleaching. That is just this. She ain't been in the sun. It's the winter months. She's usually lighter, but and people always say folks are bleaching. And, I just was like, sometimes it's just makeup. Like, people look darker sometimes considering they wear makeup. They're under different lighting. Their skin tone can look lighter or darker at any time. But once you get the true blue, the real deal, then you look at them when they ain't got no makeup on, you be like, damn, it's a whole nother face, a whole nother skin there. But it might just have been because of makeup. So she said no, she wasn't bleaching. She gave all this proof and told y'all about all the doctors and the people that she's dermatologists that she's gone to and all that, and everybody could vouch for her that she is not bleaching. And after she cussed everybody out that was saying it, then she said she's gonna move on with her life and not pay this any more mind. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't think that she was bleaching. It didn't look like it to me. She still looks the same. We had to throw her in on the Love and Hip Hop, even though I think that she is supposedly off the show now. But, we will always associate Moniece Slaughter with Love and Hip Hop. Speaking of Love and Hip Hop, we can talk about also Brandi, Little B, and Max Lux. I can't even remember what I used to call them on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but you guys saw the Instagram live that I believe she was the one who posted of a fight that she and Max was having in their home. It was a disturbing. So the video, it's a video, you guys, but you can't see anything. Either the phone is down or something. The camera is covered, so it's just black. But you can hear everything. And in the scuffle that they were having, it sounds like somebody is being held down. You can tell that they are struggling with each other. There's a baby that's crying in the background. And he is yelling at her, calling her a stupid bitch. And, you're not going to ever disrespect me and have me up on, social media. Do you think you're going to be able to get away? I mean, he was saying all kind of crazy stuff. He was yelling and screaming. And then at some point where these two broke up from each other, then she starts talking and she said that, you're not going to be beating on me or something like that, and call the police. And, yeah, so if you guys haven't seen the video, you just have to try to find it. But anyway, the video, like I said, you can't see anything, but you hear all this going on. And, it sounds like he's holding her down, but you can't really tell. I had somebody in my comments, they had gave the whole play-by-play and said that he had choked her out and that he swung and hit her and the baby got hit in the process. And I don't know how they know that. Whoever left that comment in my Instagram, could you explain to us how you know that that's what happened? Because from what I saw, you couldn't tell. It definitely sounds like he was the one that was doing it to her, because she even said, you're not going to be beating on me, So that was the video. People are watching this live. You can see in the comments, they're saying, oh my God, somebody called the police. I'm like, Brandi, are you okay? Like, oh my God, he's crazy. Oh my God, he's going to kill her. Like, all of this was going on in the comments. And I think that she did that live because that's what she wanted. That's the reaction that she wanted to get out of that, right? Okay. Well, a day later, after everybody was really worried about Lil B and trying to, go into her comments, I'm sure, DMing her. I'm sure people were calling her to check up on her and all of that. She comes back and says that she was fighting him and she was the one that was holding him down, that nothing happened to her, and that, people are saying all kind of things, that she wishes they would leave her family alone, and that, the devil was after her family. And I said, okay, now I don't, like I said, I don't know what was going on there. There's definitely some domestic violence issues. Even if you hitting on him hitting on you, okay? Y'all don't need to be together. The baby is right there clearly, and the baby is seeing what is happening between you guys, and it has distressed the baby enough, even if the baby didn't get hit. The baby is seeing that, and that's going to leave a mark on that child. The baby is crying, so the baby knows something is wrong, okay? But on top of that, you don't want to put this on social media. See, the social media, that live, I'm telling you, it's a blessing and a curse, okay? Because the blessing is that everybody knows that they got domestic violence issues going on in that house, and that somebody is beating on somebody, okay? It's not that big of a surprise because she used to act a fool on Love and Hip Hop. So we know that she has it in her, to be going off on Max. But of course, on camera, he's not going to do anything to her. But when we not on camera, because I don't believe he knew that she had gone live. When we not on camera, it could be a different situation. But the biggest problem is y'all got some shit going on in that house. Okay, and now everybody knows. But you can't go and tell everybody to leave you alone when you the one put it on social media. Now, we wouldn't have known shit about it. Wouldn't have known nothing about it, because I'm telling you what, I can't tell you the last time that I thought about a little B and a damn Max Lux. Okay, I can't tell you when. And even when they was on the show, I wasn't thinking about them. So it's just like, you brought this up, you put it on social media, you opened that window. Now people all in your business, okay? It had been got so bad for her that she actually had to put a video out. Now, if you talking about somebody bleaching, I was just like, dang, she looks totally different. Like, she's picked up a little weight. She's, without makeup on, she's very, she's fair. Anyway. She's showing herself and saying, that everybody thinks that she was hurt, that no, she's not. And, she don't have any marks on her, no scrapes, no bruises, no, she wasn't hit. And that people were just kind of making up stories and all of that. But yeah, I was just that's exactly why you need to stay off social media. When you don't want, because people only going to talk about what you let them know, So if you don't want people to be all in your business like that, then definitely do not broadcast a fight between you and your husband. Okay, a physical fight at that, with the baby yelling in the background. It was just like, girl, you did it to yourself. Okay, so, I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for any woman that's in that where they just feel like they have to stay, or, they have to continue to put up with this. They've had drama for years. It was manufactured drama on Love and Hip Hop, but, obviously they've had drama in real life too, So, I just hope that she's able to get out of that. Even if she's the one that's beating on him, you don't need to be there, because anytime that you're in a situation that you so mad that the only way that you can feel some sort of control over it is that you have to fight that person, and then it's never good. And even though Max Lux is little himself, I'm sure he could still overtake Brandi, and I'm sure he could still hurt her for real, bad, if he really wanted to, and who's to say that he hasn't done that in the past. So yeah, I was like, girl, you can't be fussing at us, and you the one told everybody, and then, now you want everybody to lay off. And maybe it's time to take a break from social media.